SpaceX Starlink service and hardware price drop. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a technology day. We're going to be talking about SpaceX Starlink and how the price of the hardware as well as the service has dropped. I've told you guys this is going to happen. It's going to happen over the course of time as they get more and more millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people online. When I first started this 40-month series I've been doing on SpaceX Starlink, well, there was about 112,000 people in totality. And as of today, once again, 40 months later, we're looking at 5 million customers. What a massive increase, massive increase. So there's a lot going on. Number one, they're making a lot of kits here in the US, in Texas. There is now a lowering in price, hardware as well as the monthly fee. So I was reading an article that talks a little bit about this and the price changes and whatnot. And I want to get into it with you. Then I want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? Are you in an area that you're currently on a waiting list? Hopefully not. Or are you in an area that has a price drop? I want to hear from you down below. So I know there's a lot of you using SpaceX Starlink now, and I want to know where it stands as of today in your neck of the woods. I'll tell you where it stands here with me in just a minute. So before we get into the video, I just want to say that if you enjoy the content, throw it a thumbs up. That'll be very helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not, and if you are, thank you. I appreciate that. Hit this little notification button over here so when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. And if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks, check them out. They are free just for you being here. Go to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. And please share. Sharing is caring. Share with your friends, family, colleagues, Reddit, Facebook, wherever. Share the channel, share the video. That would be very helpful. And if you just want to say thank you for all of my hard work, there's a thank you button down here. You can give $1 or $2 if you like. If not, it's perfectly fine. The video is still free. Consider becoming a member of the channel. That would be even better. And finally, if you want more Starlink goodness, like I said, put together about 380 videos now. It's a ton just for you. I'll put a playlist here. Don't click on it yet. I'll put a playlist here. When you're done watching the video, go click there and you're going to find a lot of helpful how-tos, tips, tricks, what to buy, what not to buy, the why behind everything, because this channel has always been about the what? The why. So let's get into this article. Then I'll give you my commentary over it. And I want to hear from you after. Down below, what do you think about all of this? And if you're shy, like I said, put an emoji down there. That would be also helpful. Either which way, I would appreciate it. SpaceX is offering a new discount on a Starlink mini dish by reducing the cost of hardware and the monthly fee. Both hardware and monthly fee. This is good. Good news. The company is now offering the deal to existing Starlink subscribers on the residential plan who already own the standard dish for satellite internet service. In an email, SpaceX wrote, "You are invited to purchase a mini kit for $449, previously $599, with the Roam 50 gigabyte plan for $30 per month, previously $50 per month." So we're seeing a reduction not only on the hardware from $599 to $449, but also the monthly rate for that 50 gigabyte plan from $50 down to $30. Really nice. The company calls the deal the Starlink Mini Bundle, but on the downside, SpaceX isn't offering a discount for subscribers who want to pair their mini dish with the Ultimate Data Roaming Plan, which currently costs $165 per month. Instead, the Roam 50 gigabyte plan limits the mini dish's monthly data consumption to only 50 gigabytes, which some customers have complained is too little, especially if used on a daily basis. Which is kind of odd because if you're going to use this, let's say for camping or for hiking or whatever, you're not going to be using it daily. You're going to use it for a few days out of the month, maybe a week even out of the month, and that's really it. So I don't really understand that. The use case of this is not for daily use connected to a house or something, right? Another drawback is that subscribers can't pause the Roam 50 gigabyte plan. And if the customer cancels the main residential Starlink service, the discount on the Roam plan is rescinded. All right, you lose your discount if you cancel the residential plan. So the way I think SpaceX Starlink views this is that the mini dish is not really a residential dish that's going to be set up and just sit there all day, every day. And they look at it as a means of taking a already customer and move them off grid someplace and still be able to use the service using one of these mini dish without them having to yank their big dish off. That's the way it looks like to me. Hold on one second. This is Future Joe. I was editing this video and something came to mind that one of you asked me about. And you wanted me to bring this to everyone's attention, maybe Elon Musk's attention, if he even knows who I am. But either which way, what he was talking about was how about if the SpaceX Starlink service had a means of switching from residential to roaming just on the fly. Meaning that if you have a residential dish on your roof and you have a mini that's sitting in your backpack, you could just simply flip a switch on your app and it'll just take your service from in the house or in your office and feed it right into the mini. Then you go out and you use it. When you come back, you flip it back to your residential or business plan. I like that idea a lot. What that means is you don't have to have multiple plans. You can use the same one. Even if the plan might be a little bit more expensive, that's okay, because then there's nothing to do. You don't have like 2 monthly charges. You just have the one plan and you have 2 dish instead of 2 plans. And I really like that a lot. Anyways, back to editing. Hence, it looks like the bundle is best for customers who go on camping trips or hiking excursions every few weeks and want portable satellite internet access. The offer is currently invite only, rather than open to all prospective buyers. Quote, "This offer is currently available in Australia, Ireland, New Zealand, United Kingdom, and United States." This is what SpaceX Starlink says. Although the deal doesn't offer a huge discount, it's another sign that SpaceX is trying to drive more sales for the mini dish, which could mean further price cuts down the line. Last week, the company temporarily lowered the price for the mini dish to all potential buyers in the US to $449 from the $599. Still, SpaceX has been careful to prevent mini dish sales from sparking a surge in user signups in North America, which could put a strain on network capacity and slow down Starlink speeds. Last month, the company revealed a waiting list for the Starlink residential tier for several major cities in the US. In contrast, SpaceX has reduced the mini dish price to $165, down from $199 in several foreign markets, citing abundant network availability. So, as you can see, the price of the hardware is directly related to the amount of capacity that the area or the region has. So if there's a ton of capacity in a specific region, you see the hardware prices drop. If there's no or next to no capacity in a region or in a location, we are now seeing a waiting list. Now, when I first started with SpaceX Starlink, I was on a waiting list for 9 months before I got my service. So it took a while. Well, if you're in Seattle, Washington, Portland, Oregon, Sacramento, California, San Diego, or Austin, Texas, and there are some spots also in Mexico and Canada, you are now on a waiting list. Once again, it has to do with the amount or the lack thereof, the abundance of service. If there is a lack of service, you're going to be on a waiting list. That's the bottom line. If there's an abundance of service, you're going to get a discount on your hardware, possibly even your monthly fee. So that's just how SpaceX Starlink has been mitigating the amount, just unbelievable exponential growth that they've been experiencing. They can only handle so much, and there's currently 6,000 operational satellites on orbit. That said, it can only service a set number of people, and that is basically it. And as that number of people grows above what it can service, what ends up happening is the service gets degraded and you end up with slower speeds. We've seen that in the past and we don't want to see it again. Once SpaceX has the version 3 satellites on orbit, those satellites are 4 times the size as the current satellites, but 10 times the capacity. So for every 1 satellite, it's equivalent to them launching 10 of the current satellites. So things are going to get better, but we just need to hang tight to wait for it to happen. Now, I was looking at some of the numbers and I made an educated guess here, and I believe that there's anywhere between 100 to 300,000, let's call it 250,000 SpaceX Starlink mini dishes on the market as of today. That is a lot. And all of these things are being produced in Texas over there at their SpaceX Starlink production facility. That is a lot of kits just in that one facility. Remember, they also make the standard dish and they make the maritime dish and all the rest of them. So things are really looking up when it comes to SpaceX Starlink. Now, what I want to do is I want to go over to my screen here so you can see this. This is the Starlink website. Now, if we go into Rome, this is this page right here. We can see there's a video you can watch. Now, look at this. Stay connected on the go starting at $50 per month. Now remember, this is very region-based. So when you go to SpaceX Starlink's website, starlink.com, instead of this saying 50, it might say 30 for you. Or it might just say you are on a waiting list. It depends, once again, where you're located. If we come down, you can see the prices, $50 per month. This is in my region. Once again, your region might still say $30. And then the monthly for the actual roaming plan, unlimited plan that doesn't have that limit of 50 gigs is $165. When you go to SpaceX Starlink's website, starlink.com, instead of this saying 50, it might say 30 for you. Or it might just say you are on a waiting list. It depends, once again, where you're located. If we come down, you can see the prices. Once again, $50 per month. They were $30 per month just the other day, but this is in my region. Once again, your region might still say $30. And then the monthly for the actual roaming plan, unlimited plan that doesn't have that limit of 50 gigs is $165. Now, what I find interesting here is if you see it says pay as you go, it says pause and unpause service at any time. Billing is in 1 month increments, allowing you to customize your service to your individual travel needs. Now, what's interesting here is that it's exactly opposite to what the article stated here. The article stated that with this service, you cannot pause it and then unpause it. It doesn't work like that. According to this, it does. This is the current site as of right now. This is what it looks like as of today, December 10th or whatever it is. So maybe they have old data or maybe they're changing things up. And that is the thing with SpaceX Starlink. It has been an ongoing change when it comes to pricing. When I first started, I paid $599 for the kit, and I started paying $99 per month for the service. Then it went from $99, then it went to $110. Then it went from $110 to $120. So right now we're still at $120 for residential, but the hardware has come down from that $599 down to $349. Matter of fact, let's get back over to the screen here and we can see that. Let's go up to the top. We hit residential, reliable high-speed internet wherever you live. And then here's the pricing. Service for $120 per month with hardware cost of $349. So like I said, the price has dropped. That's a substantial drop. Now, I predicted this. If you guys have been watching the last 380 videos, you know I predicted this about a year ago. We're going to see the price get lower and lower and lower. And in my personal opinion, eventually, we're going to see the dish free. All right, just like what you get from AT&T or T-Mobile or Verizon, their home 5G networks, chances are they'll just simply be free because they're going to be making continuous money. Once again, in perpetuity, because it's a rental thing. It's a monthly charge. So they're going to get, let's say, the $120 every single month from every single of the 5 million people or more, right? So the hardware is kind of like let's say, the ticket or the means for them to get into your home or into your business or into your airplane or boat or yacht or whatever, right? That is their ticket. That's their way in. So the hardware is really not that big of a deal. Okay. So, and that's why if you notice, if there's a problem with your SpaceX Starlink, they fix it immediately. They don't want you not to send your $120 every month, right? They're like, oh yeah, you have a problem with your dish, no problem. And they send you out a new one. That's just how it is. Once again, that is their vehicle to be able to get this continuous recurring income. So, I want to know what you guys think about all this. I'm really excited about it because we're seeing the prices go down. Now, some of these prices are temporary and they change all the time, and probably when the holidays come, maybe there'll be another discount that hits and I will let you guys know about it. But either which way, the hardware has come down. So where I paid $599 for the hardware, you can now purchase the residential plan for $349. Where most of you would have bought the mini for $599, now you can get the mini for $449. These prices, both service and hardware, will continue to go down as SpaceX Starlink gets more and more satellites on orbit. Remember, once the Starship starts working and it launches, it doesn't blow up and it's able to now put Starlink satellites, the version 3s, the bigger ones, into space. When that happens, everything is going to change. There's going to be a ton and an abundance of connectivity. There will not be any more waiting lines at all, and the prices are going to come down because they do have that abundance of service. So, what say you? Down below, I would love to hear from you. Do you have a standard dish? Do you have a maritime dish? Or do you have one of these roaming dish? Do you pay the $165 or do you pay the $50 or the $30 per month and get the 50 gigabytes? What is your use case? I would love to hear from you. Also, if you do have one of these minis, I don't. I want to hear from you. What do you think about the mini? Is it great? Is it absolutely wonderful? In my personal opinion, if you have the mini and you're going to use it out and about, it is absolutely perfect because it can be powered with a battery backup, like a generator, a solar generator, directly into it. You don't have to use an inverter to do so. It will take that 12 volt up to 48 volt directly into the system. Not having to use that inverter means that you're saving 10, 15% of your power, that you're not just wasting using that inversion from DC to AC, AC to DC, right? So very, very powerful. If you have a mini, once again, I want to hear from you down below. If you enjoyed the content, throw it a thumbs up. That's very helpful. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not, if you are, I appreciate that. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the many years. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. Maybe some of my merch, maybe my tees, my shirts, my mugs, my books, anything. Take a look at the Aurora Camera Care products. There's a lot of stuff over there. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.